Right. So let's bring the concept of assertions in this lecture. So to use assertions, we have to depend upon any testing frameworks like TestNG or JUnit. But do not worry, there are separate lectures which I have deeply discussed about these testing frameworks. Okay, so you will learn that in our framework sections. So for now, let's only use assertions from that TestNG framework. Okay, so the name may look weird for you, but let me write here as a notes. TestNG is one of the framework. It's testing framework which we will use when we are building automation framework using Selenium. We will use this library to build robust utilities with Selenium framework. So when I start talking about framework sections, I'll clearly describe this and explain the benefits and all the operations which we have in this TestNG framework. But assertions is one thing which will help us to validate if the result whatever Selenium returned is expected or not. If not, it will fail the test. Now for example, is selected is returning false. That's what I am expecting. But every time I have to run the test and I have to see in the logs if I am finding it. But through automation, you should not see like that. You should put some assertion so that if it is not false, test itself will fail, saying that you are expecting false, but system returned me true. Okay, so now count here is 6. So you will put assertion that count should always be 6. And if application is also returned 6, 6 will match with 6 and it will return pass. But if application returned 1 and when you are expecting 6, it should fail, right? So assertion will report failure. If match found, it will return success. Okay, so that's why we use those to put validations in our test. So this assertions concept is brought us by TestNG. Okay, this TestNG framework will provide the future of assertions for us. For that reason, in this lecture, I am bringing this concept, but I will not go into depth on this topic now because there is separate section. I think it's around 2 hours which I explain this. So for now, let's download this TestNG jar and place it in our project build, and we will directly jump into assertions and see how can we put assertions here. That's it. For now, I will be utilizing TestNG only for assertions. For all the remaining topics, stay tuned. Lectures are coming up once you progress into the course. Okay. So let's first go and download this TestNG jar. You can actually get that plugin for Eclipse as well, which I'll talk later. But for now, just get that jar into our project build path. So go to the Maven repository again. So at this point, you even don't know what is Maven and what is Maven repository. So this also you will get clear explanation in my upcoming lectures. So for now, go to this link mbnrepository.com for this TestNG jar. Just type TestNG jar download in Google. This page will reflect. So you will land on this page. So just hit this link so that this jar will get downloaded in your machine. Okay. So that's step 1. I already have in my machine, so I am not downloading it. So once you download that jar, go back to your Eclipse, right click on your project. Just like how you have imported Selenium jars, you have to import that one particular jar as well. Properties, Java build path, libraries. Okay, so here where you have to place that TestNG jar. Add external jars and get it from your system. Okay. Yeah, TestNG 6.9.4 and you add this and click on OK. Perfect. So now the that jar is added for this project and you will be able to apply assertions. Right, now let's concentrate on what is assertion. As I said, it will help us to validate your results which are being written by Selenium with your expected result. Now here you want to know whether it's returning false or not, because before selecting the checkbox we have to make sure it's returning false. So assert dot assert, first start with assert dot and you will get all these methods. You see that assert equals, this is one important method which I will be talking very shortly, and here you want to validate if it's returning false or not, right? Then you have to use a method called assert dot assert false, and instead of wrapping up with system dot or println, same Selenium step, put it inside this. So what is this step now? Now first Selenium will interpret this is selected method and it will return false, right? Assert dot assert false of false, which is okay. So basically this method will expect false inside this argument. The name itself saying that I want a false to be passed in this argument. If there is a false inside this test will pass. But if there is true inside this test will fail, because this method is assert false and it only expects false value in this argument. If not, it will fail. So now you are passing this driver dot find element is selected. So what it will return? You know that it's returning false. So assert dot assert false of false. So it will become like this once this step got executed, which is okay, and test passes and proceeds to next step. But if you put true here, okay, let's say that by default it is selected and returning true, which should not, right? Your test will stop here because you are asking to validate if false is present here or not with assert false. Okay, so now you got it, right? So after you actually, let me comment out this step. This is no more required because we need not print it in the output. You are directly putting an assertion in this level. So you clicked on this checkbox. Now what happens? Again, when you do is selected, it will return true this time. Now you want to verify if it is returning true or not, right? For that, assert dot, you have something called assert true. Simple. So if you want true to be returned, use this method, so that this method will always expect to return true of whatever you pass into this argument. Okay, so this method, whatever we are doing after clicking on that checkbox, will return true because it is selected now. Now assert dot assert true of this. So ultimately this is returning true, and which is also passing into this argument. Assert true of true, which is okay, and test will proceed. But if it returns false, but this is true method, right? It will not accept false and it will fail the test here. Okay, so that's the concept of assertion. So you need not monitor here. If something is wrong, test itself will fail. Okay, so let's do one thing to prove that it's working. Here also I will put assert dot assert true, which is not acceptable, right? So when the test started executing, is selected will return false, but assert true is expecting something to be true only. So it should fail. Let's see that. So if it fails, you will have idea of how it is working, and then I will correct back it to assert dot assert false. All right. So instead of printing it in the output, you can use this. Okay, you see that test is already failed. It says that I am expecting true. Where is that step? Step number 17. Okay, but found false. It is expecting true. Asset true will always expect true, right? But is selected will return false here before selection. That's why it failed. Here we are expecting false. So that's why put back it to asset false. And now you run this test. It will work. Perfect. So when you add this, make sure you import this package, import org.testng.asset. This package will come only once you import that jar into the project build path, or you should have testng plugin for your Eclipse. Okay, if you have your plugin for your Eclipse, then you need not import jar. In TestNG section lecture, I'll explain how to get that plugin for this tool. Don't worry about it. So now execution should go as expected because we have put all proper assertions. Okay. You see that it's running now. So that's it. That's how you use asset dot, asset true and asset false, and script did not break now. And there is one more assertion called asset dot asset equals. False true, okay, we'll handle this. But now you want to know whether phi adult is correct or not. You can put assertion for this as well. For that, use this asset dot. This time not true or false. Now we are comparing equals. Asset equals. In the first argument, pass the actual text what system is returning for you as a first argument. This is my actual text. Okay, when you actually clicked on loop 5 times, you have to see phi adult, right? So when you do get text, actual text will be retrieved, but you want to compare this with your expected text, which is nothing but phi adult. Oh, sorry. Take this. Instead of seeing in the output and confirming that it's printing phi, you can put assertion and system will take care of this comparison. Okay, script takes care of this comparison. If there is something wrong here, test will fail. So now what we did here? So assert equal is one more method which actually compare two arguments. One argument is what your Selenium script is returning, and one argument is what actually you are expecting. I am expecting phi adult, and here Selenium also bringing me something. It will compare both. If it is okay, if they are equal, then test will pass. If they are not equal, test will fail. Why I am putting phi adult? Because I am iterating through 4 times, which will eventually have phi adult, and phi adult matches what I get from get text and it passes. Let's say I put it 4. This will iterate only 3 times, and get text this time will return 4 adult only for me, because I have I'm looping only 3 times, and obviously 4 adult will be selected, but I am expecting to be 5 adult, which is not matching. And now when I run this test will fail. Okay, so that's the power of assertions. You need not monitor them using your console. So that's why whenever you put any validation, use assertions and match them. That's where you will get the result if test is successfully done all the validations and it passed or not. Let's see that. Okay, so let's go back. It failed. You see that you are expecting 5 adult, but in application there is only 4 adult, and these both are not matching. That's why test failed. And now bring it back to 5, so that loop will return 5 times, and now again run this test. You will have smooth results. Okay, let me close all these browsers. So that's how you can work with the assertions. These 3 are important assertions: asset equal, asset true, asset false. Perfect, everything is passed. Okay, I hope you got clear idea on these assertions, and I'll not be using this frequently in every lecture. Let's more concentrate on coding with Selenium and see how to operate and automate all the things. But using this concept, whenever you feel that you want to put validation, you can put it. Okay, so based upon your real time requirement in your company. So I'll not spend much time every time putting these assertions. Instead, we will just print it in the output and see how they are behaving. Okay, so just giving you a heads up on that, but this is how you can work with assertions. More about this, I mean, when we are building a framework, I will again use all these assertions and put proper validations to run the test. So meanwhile, whenever we are working, I'll mostly use console to see print them in the output. Okay, that's all I have for this lecture. See you in the next lecture with another topic called calendar. Okay, thank you.